from revealing the pupil's identity. Signal Hill's Tasia Wellington, Tamika Dumas, and Zariah Boyce are among the top 10 girls. Standard 5 teacher Wendy Gopal was beaming with pride upon hearing the news and credited the entire Signal Hill staff for the achievement. Wellington told CNC3 News she was not surprised by her placement as she worked very hard, while Tamika Dumas was also elated about her placement.
Yes, because I know that I put in the work. I stayed up late, revising, waking up early, going classes, everything I had to do. And it came true. I succeeded with my goal.
I feel very excited. Before, I was very nervous, anxious, and excited at the same time, but nervous. So I had a lot of mixed emotions. But when I got the results, all those bad feelings went away when I saw what school I passed for, which was Bishop's High School.
Booker Government was named the top-performing school, while Castara Government was second and Speyside Anglican placed third. And Janaya Drakes of St. Catherine's Girls Anglican School in Port of Spain says she's pleased with her results.
I was excited, especially when I saw my English results, and when I saw my maths, I got excited as well. But when I passed my first choice, that's when I really St. George's College. I'm excited because it's a good school, and also all schools are good schools, but that was a school I really wanted to pass for, and also it's close to my house, so it's efficient.
On to some other news now. Commissioner of Police Alistair Guevara is warning that any officer who engages in criminal activity will be removed from the police service. In a voice message issued today, Guevara said all officers must uphold integrity, discipline and public trust. And any officer who abuses this will face the full weight of the law. Now, the warning comes one day after the TTPS announced a revocation of the appointments of 17 police officers.
The consequences will be clear, decisive, and impartial. Let it be a warning that any officer who wears this uniform and engages in criminality will face the full weight of lawful action. I will take every step necessary to remove you from this organization.
He added that the TTPS will continue to strengthen its institutional integrity and stressed that all are equal before the law.
The public will see a renewed and resolute response to crime. My officers will pursue criminals wherever they are found. And in this service, all are equal before the law. Remember that my officers will be hunting all criminals. And in so doing, it will be big gooty, small gooty, same shot.
Now, the firing of the 17 officers came hours after the TTPS issued a recruitment notice. To news of politics now. Minister in the office of the Prime Minister Nicholas Morris has dismissed his fake screenshots circulating on social media that claims government communications personnel were being directed to coordinate attacks against the opposition. Now, the messages purport to be offering payments for such efforts. Morris denied any involvement, saying, quote, "That is simply not true." Now, Guardian Media understands from multiple sources that the group chats themselves are legitimate and include communications personnel from various government ministries, although Morris denied any such coordinated activity existed. Meanwhile, former Foreign Affairs Minister Dr. Amber Brown is urging the Prime Minister to avoid reigniting diplomatic controversy when she attends the upcoming CARICOM Heads of Government Conference in St. Lucia this weekend. Dr. Brown cautioned that her participation should be focused on strengthening regional cooperation rather than reopening disputes surrounding the reappointment of CARICOM Secretary General Dr. Carla Barnett. Now, Dr. Brown maintained that the controversy could have been avoided had the Prime Minister attended the leaders' retreat preceding the formal meeting. Dr. Brown congratulated Prime Minister Philip J. Pear on assuming the rotating chairmanship of CARICOM, describing him as a measured as well as consensus-driven leader. But Dr. Brown questioned whether the government's current approach would contribute positively to those efforts, accusing the UNC of adopting what he called reckless and irresponsible positions on CARICOM matters over the past year. Meanwhile, former Energy Minister Stuart Young says Central Bank Governor Larry Hawaii's comments that the Methanex shutdown may boost government's revenue is, quote, short-sighted and frightening. Now, at the opposition news conference yesterday, he said the shutdown could have wide effects.
While that may mean better today, the plants that are shutting down at the petchem affect our reputation and many hundreds, if not thousands, of lives. And those plants would as well be paying Forex in their taxes and paying the service companies in Forex, etc. So to hear the governor of the central bank defending and being so short-sighted was particularly frightening for us.
As both NGC and Methanex have confirmed the planned shutdown was due to the government's pricing policy, he argues that it may weaken the government's ability to continue business with these organizations.
So what happens if you are a salesperson and you have 3 customers and you wipe out 2 because one is prepared today to give you a better price by a few dollars for your good? When that now dries up and the other 2 have left, what are you left with? And that is the reality of what is facing Trinidad and Tobago.
Now, Young added these plans employ hundreds of people directly and supports a vast ecosystem of subcontractors. He warned the government's current attitude toward the industry could bring about a significant loss of jobs as a result. From here, we take a short break. More news up ahead.
What's the fastest way to breathing easy? It's NeilMed's Sinus Rinse. Today, I'll tell you how to use the Sinus Rinse. First, fill the bottle with distilled water. You can warm it up if you want, but I like mine at room temperature. Then, mix in a packet of NeilMed's prepared Sinus Rinse solutions. Tilt your head slightly forward and down. You'll feel it working almost immediately, lifting away all the bric-a-brac stuck in your head. Repeat on the other side. Your head should be feeling a lot better.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Trinry. Premier insurance coverage for less.
Welcome back in sport. FIFA World Cup round of 32 action continued last night as Portugal rallied to defeat Croatia 2-1 and booked their place in the round of 16. Croatia took the lead through Evan Perisic in the 53rd minute before Cristiano Ronaldo leveled from the penalty spot in the 68th. While substitute Gonzalo Ramos then headed home, the winner in the 94th minute to send Portugal off to seal the win. And West Indies are currently in action against Sri Lanka on day 1 of the second test at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. After winning the toss and electing to bat, Sri Lanka reached 98 for 2 after 22 overs. Fast bowler Shamar Joseph has been the pick of the West Indies attack so far, claiming both wickets to keep the visitors in check. And President of the National Association of Athletic Administrations, Ephraim Sarrett, is calling on government to look into the inner workings of the sport company of TNT. Now, this comes as the N3A's final secured state funding for the NACAC junior team beyond the deadline to declare its contingent. Sarrett noted that it was the intervention of the sport minister that saved this country's participation at the under-18 and under-23 championships. In the absence of effective communication from his ministry's executive arm, he added that overnight contact with NACAC brought the necessary clarity to allow this country to participate in the Mexican meet from July 10th to the 12th, while Team TTO will depart this country on July 8th. That's it for sport. It's back to break.
Nature's Ways Alive Kids Gummies are multivitamin gummies meant to support the development of children's bodies like their bones, muscles, joints, brain, heart, and also their immune health. Choose Alive Kids Gummies by Nature's Way because they deserve it.
Every day at the castle, long before we open our doors, our work begins. Our famous seasonings are mixed in advance. we select our fresh chicken parts and prep our delicious sides. Then we fire up the fryers and rotisserie oven. Everything is made with tasty local herbs, spices, and the same long-loved recipe since 1968. So, when you come in, remember that we uphold our culture and our taste just for you. We are your Royal Castle.
Your heart, brain, and body with omega-3. Packed with essential fatty acids, omega-3 helps support heart health, brain function, and overall wellness. Whether you're staying active, focused, or simply living life to the fullest, make omega-3 part of your daily routine. Live healthier with omega-3. Wellness that works from within. Tune in to Wellness Unlocked on CNC3 Sundays at 5 p.m., also on Monday and Wednesdays at 9:30 a.m.
Regionally, senior citizens in Guyana will begin receiving a new transportation allowance from next week. The 20,000 Guyana dollar transportation allowance will be rolled out on July 8th. To access the allowance, pensioners must take their 2026 pension book to the nearest Ministry of Human Services and Social Security office for stamping before collecting the payment at an approved location. Now, those who receive their pension through direct bank deposits will have the allowance paid directly into their accounts. The measure, introduced in the 2026 national budget, is intended to help pensioners cover transportation costs. Further afield now, as millions of Americans prepare to celebrate the 4th of July, a dangerous heat wave is threatening festivities across much of the country. CNN has more.
As the nation prepares to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the United States, a dangerous heat wave has crashed the party.
The thing to remember, especially with this heat, is that's a long, long day.
In the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic, cities have added to already intense July 4th security preparations with precautions for intense heat, including Boston.
The 4th should be joyful and it should be memorable. And with this heat, it also has to be planned for carefully.
In New York City, officials said there are no specific credible threats ahead of a busy weekend of events, but visitors should remain cautious.
We ask that New Yorkers look out both for one another, as well as for the tourists who may not be used to navigating our subway systems, our busy streets, or this week of extreme heat.
Here in Washington, July 4th temperatures could shatter a record that stood since 1919. The city's major events, including the Great American State Fair on the National Mall, are adding water stations and cooling tents. And because of President Donald Trump's pre-fireworks speech, Saturday security will be particularly tight.
Visitors will see increased security from years past. In addition to security screening, there will be more pedestrian limitations.
Wherever Americans plan to enjoy the weekend, health experts warn heed any heat warnings and change plans if necessary.
Heat-related illness is almost entirely preventable. We just need to drink water, stay cool, and we don't have to push it during the hottest part of the day.
For the weather forecast, today is expected to be generally cloudy with intermittent showers across various localities throughout the day. Now, there is a moderate to high chance of heavy showers in some areas, and a moderate concentration of Sahara dust is expected by early evening. So, sensitive persons are advised to take all of the necessary precautions. Seas are moderate with waves ranging between 1.5 and 2 meters in open waters and below 1 meter in sheltered areas. The forecast high temperature is 31 degrees Celsius in both Trinidad and Tobago. Well, thank you so much for joining us for a look at the day's developments so far. We'll have these stories and so much more coming up for you in our major newscast at 7 p.m. today. Until then, have a great day.